All right, Tyson. It is time for the best of 2019. I want to hear your review of 2019. What was some of the favorite things that you played, enjoyed, and even some things maybe that you didn't like whatsoever?
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to do this. I've been thinking about it ever since this was because normally we do a new what's in the news, but right now the news is kind of lulled because of the holidays.
It is
So,
flat. There is
right.
nothing going on in the news right now.
So I think you had a great idea, just kind of going back through and reviewing our 2019 for our last episode of the year. So I'm going to start off with a game I know you and I both played this earlier in the year. It was called State of Decay 2. For those of you who haven't played it before, this is a zombie kind of horror, kind of a survival kind of thing where you get a base, you keep your base, you get survivors, you try to you have to get resources and survive basically. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. I know I played the first one, and I tried to mistakenly. I remember one night having you purchase it and download it, only to find out it
I
wasn't
was
two
I was gonna
player.
talk about you. Seriously, I was
Were
gonna
ya?
talk about you. Like we
Yeah,
wanted to play together, and Tyson was like, "Oh, this is a great game. We can play together." Nope.
yeah, it was.
But
Yeah, but
but
State of Decay 2
State of
was.
Decay 2 showed up, and we played through that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think your save, we went further on your save on that. I came back later and played I think they had a DLC called Heartland or something like that.
Yeah, and I haven't touched that yet. Certainly something I would like to do. Next year, I think I'm going to be a whole lot better about scheduling my time.
Seriously, it's almost getting to the point where we have to at this point. But yeah, that game was a lot of fun for me. I liked the fact that we could both. The only drawback I didn't like is you had to be in the same area at the same time. You couldn't like just spread apart and divide and conquer. But other than that, though, it was a lot of fun running around just beating zombies with somebody, and then still having the mechanics of some RPG element that was fun for me.
Yeah, the one thing I really disliked about that game was when somebody was off doing something shitty. And like you were stuck with whatever their choice was. So if they're like decided to fight 500 zombies
That never
at
happened.
once.
That never
Oh
happened.
god. How many hearts did we end up like getting stuck at where somebody had just ran in?
Yep, that's true. That is true. But yeah, it was still fun. I liked it.
That was a great 2 player, 4 player, 3 player, whatever you had at that moment. Because I know we played with up to 4 people at a time, and my gosh, if that isn't a great time, as long as everybody is on the right path and doing the same thing.
Yeah, we had our buddy Jason playing with us too. I remember, and well, what I like about it is he can just dive in and play for a little bit, and then bounce out when you have to go. It was really quick to jump in and out of somebody's world, so that was pretty cool too. Let's move down to our next game, Sniper Elite 4. I know that. So I played the crap out of this game. I've been playing the Sniper Elite games ever since the first version, all the way through 4, and
I didn't know it was a thing. I think we'd like found it on Game Pass, and I don't think you had played 4 yet or maybe you did,
no, I hadn't played 4 yet at that time. I didn't even know
but
it
you
was
had
in
played
there.
all the others,
Yep.
right? So we decided to play 2 player, and I have not played any of them.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you just play, I mean, for those of you out there that have never played it either, if you just want to dive in and play like a sniper, so this is one of those kind of games where you have to take your time. You really want to, you use your binoculars, you use your traps, and you have to get through boards. And the more stealthily you can do that, the more points you get. But then again, you could be like somebody I know and just rush in and shoot, and then have people try to patch you up along the way. But
Oh,
the
did you
game's a lot
play
of
with
fun.
Jason also?
Hey, nice, Tim. Nice. No, I don't think I did. I think I just played with you, smash and grab. But for those of you that like that, like long range, and I really like too. I don't know what you call it. It's that bullet time thing, like you talked about earlier, where it just kind of shows it going through their skull and stuff like that. That's a lot of fun too.
It was great, but you cannot watch it 500 times.
That's true too. I think you can shut it off. I remember
You can.
looking
That,
at
that
it.
was one of the awesome things. At least in 4, I never played any of the earlier ones, but in 4 you had a lot of flexibility to turn things on and off as you saw fit.
Yep. So that was a fun game. I know we spent a lot of time doing that. We beat the snot out of that game. Another game that I played for a bit, I went back and played Torchlight again. This is for, I think,
I wish you would have told me because I love Torchlight.
yeah, as well. It was one of those nights where I don't feel like playing the norm, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna download it, and then next thing I know, 3 hours later, I'm like, oh, okay, I beat it.
Yeah, I love Diablo and I love Torchlight, and they're basically very, very similar.
Yeah.
I think wasn't it the original Blizzard production team that ended up making Torchlight?
Yeah, something to that effect. I was going to bring it up, but I can't remember exactly. But you're right. It's either the director, designer, something like that. But it was somebody, one of the leads, left Blizzard to create Torchlight. And it's very reminiscent of a Diablo game. So that was a lot of fun. I originally played that on the PC, but then like I said, I played that on the Xbox the second time go through, and it was still a lot of fun. Let's see, moving down, Wolfenstein. So this was something I played near the beginning of the year, right around the time I was playing State of Decay 2. This is
The first one or the second one? Because I know last week you talked about the second one.
Yeah, so both of them actually. I cruised through the first one in about a week and a half. It was pretty quick for me.
Yeah, shut up.
It was a lot of fun too. It's one of those games. It's not really sandboxes. It's mission to mission, kind of linear, but you do have a little bit of flexibility on like maps where you're in the world and you can go anywhere you want in it, but you have to go to certain areas. So it's not like sandbox open, but it's like first person. It's a first person shooter, but it's not just a bunch of people going around shooting each other. It's like a story driven first person shooter, and they did a good job. And they had one of my favorite Easter eggs in it too. So Wolfenstein 1, and then I'm stuck on 2 to be honest with you. Near the end, there's a scene, and those of you that are out there, if you want to put some comments in any of the places where you're listening to this, but I'm stuck in Wolfenstein 2 in the courtroom scene where you basically break out of your handcuffs and you just got to try to get out of there. And I dumbed the game. I played the game on hard, but then I even dumbed it down to easy just to get through that one part, and I can't do it. Any help would be great. So that's Wolfenstein. So I know that you're playing Wolfenstein 1, right?
I am not playing Wolfenstein 1.
Or you were at one point.
Yeah, I was. And yeah, I got stuck, and I think I said last week at some robots. I just need to figure out how to beat them. You know what? Sometimes coming back to a game, too, if you pause, give it a day or two, come back, I find that my brain works a little bit differently. Well, it's been months since I've played, and I don't know if I'm even remember what the button combinations were to play it. I will come back to it, and I will play through, because I want to play through 2 also.
All right, so the next game that I was into was a game called Prison Architect. I don't know if you had a chance to kind of see that or.
I played.
Oh, did you?
I hated it.
Oh, I love that game, dude. It was great.
So it was fine. I just thought it was a little too much. It was a little too slow for me, I think. You know, it had that Sim City kind of feel to it a little bit, right? But the conversations, because they talk to the prisoners and they talk to the warden and talk to, everybody gets talked to constantly.
Right.
That part was a little slow for me. And that goes back to my whole, I just want to shoot things or finish things or complete the circuit.
Right. Yeah, and I was a huge fan of SimCity, and it kind of feels like that. So I don't know. It's SimCity with a direction. So that's what that was. I didn't beat it by any means. This is just one of those like fun coffee table games where I pick it up and I do a prison level and then I don't play it for a couple months. So it's one of those kind of games. Let's see. Moving down, Minecraft. This is one I keep coming back to on and off. I mean. It's one of those games where you can put down for a while and then come back and see what the new updates are and play around with it. So, I think, what was it? I don't know what they call it. Help me out. It's not a server. It's a realm. That's it.
Yeah.
So I went.
So you purchased a realm, right?
Yeah, I purchased a realm so you, me, and Jason and a few of our other friends can dive in there. Even my family members are playing on it. So it's one of those. It's basically a realm where everybody can play at any given time and you can just do your thing. So we got.
I just told over Christmas I was just telling my brothers. My youngest brother bought my niece Minecraft for Switch. And I said, hey, you know what? We have a realm if you want to come and join us. Tyson bought one. And she went, I'm good.
I'm not playing with a bunch of old dirty men. Kids are funny. So, I like it because my kids can dive in there and play whenever. Like my oldest daughter, she likes to jump in and, do her thing every now and then.
And you've built some pretty elaborate stuff in there, too. I mean, you have all kinds of sorters and you have like an elevator, that works with water. I mean, you did some pretty neat stuff.
Yeah, well, the last thing that we did too was we made we extended the castle and we made portcullis. We made a drawbridge that works. I mean, it's
nice.
yeah, I mean, it's just fun to do, you know.
Well, I mean, like I remember when you were doing like work on some of the major things we needed, like sorters and things like that. I was busy like building different parts of the castle.
Yeah. Well, that's what you're good at, man. You just like hammer out this castle in like a day, and I'm like, dang, that's just the drive. That you're just like block, 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 block.
I just want to make something big, and I want to make it substantial, and I want it to look right. You know, I want windows, and I want real doors and tapestries and all kinds of shit. I want it all.
How are you an artist? This just blows my mind. That is great. But yeah, so we had some fun with that. Here's another game in my list that you and I both play. Well, I came back to play, but you played it through for the first time, and I think you had a lot of fun. I'll let you kind of lead this one. Prey.
Oh, Prey was really, really great. It was like one of those mind-bending games for me. It was reminiscent of The Matrix for me. So you end up you wake up and you're like doing whatever you're doing, and then all of a sudden, oh, there's a problem. I'm gonna go jump in the helicopter, and then everything kind of breaks, and you like find out there's this whole other world behind it. And then you find out not only is there a whole other world behind it, but there's a whole other world behind that.
Right.
So it was pretty mind-bending, and those are the kind of things that I really enjoy. That was a great long first-person RPG. So
exactly right.
It wasn't like an RPG like I just get health or I buy a new weapon or whatever, but I mean it was because it was a futuristic, I'm on this space station kind of thing. I really enjoyed the work it took to get to where you had to get to. And what I mean by that is you didn't have unlimited ammo. You didn't have, you had resources you had to collect. If you didn't collect the proper resources, then you were going to be in trouble. Not only was there this whole storyline you had to get through, but you had to really make sure you were doing the right things along the way.
Well, you could do different things too and get different results, right?
Absolutely, because I think we played it completely different.
We did.
I went through, and I never took very much of the alien technology on Talos.
So your neuromods, you didn't do any of them for the alien
I
stuff,
did. No, I
you?
did. I did the first one or two, and then I was like, nah, I don't want to do that, because I think you had told me you got to a point where all the turrets ended up turning on you because you were...
They thought I was an alien.
Right, yeah. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. And it literally worked. They never turned on me. I never had a turret that shot at me.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. I mean, after a while, turrets don't even matter anymore. But I mean, even midway through the game, they still hurt. And
hey,
it's
that's
nice
not
to have
true.
them.
The turrets are great. Like I was able to lay them constantly. I was able to grab them, lay them down, fix them, because I put my resources into the human stuff, like the fixing of and being able to carry more and stuff like that.
Oh, see, I might want to play like that next time, because I mean, they were useless for me. Obviously, because they were shooting at me, but even then, I'd place them and they'd be destroyed in 2 seconds. But then I had like electricity storms, and I could do all these like fireballs. So I mean it's a trade-off, I guess. But you're right. Now that I think of it, you and I played completely different. Even the choice at the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we got different endings as well.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was a great game. I had really enjoyed Prey. If there was a Prey 2, I would be right on it.
Yeah, me too. I liked the beginning where it was all basically you're in a fake world.
Helicopter.
Yeah, it was crazy to think like you just kind of busted out of this messed up reality, and you're like, oh, what is this? But then I liked that it had it in the space station, but then you could go outside of the space station, and you were like in this open sandbox area. So there was many different pieces to that game that came together, and I think it kind of flew under the radar. Even when it first came out, I don't remember it being that big of a game. So
here's what I'll tell you about Prey that I found out this year. I think more people played it this year than any other year, because while being on Reddit, it kept popping up as like, I just played this game that I beat that is amazing from 2000, I think it was 16. And I kept seeing it over and over and over again throughout the year. And that was like, so I started playing it, and I started like kind of like thinking about, I was watching for it. because before I started playing it, I could care less. I never even thought about what it was or whatever. But I'm telling you, there was a lot of people this year that was on their list of like, I played through this. This was great.
Well, that's really cool. I'm glad it got some of the love because the reason why I started playing it is because it was kind of like Fallout-ish, where it's, first-person shooter, but it had enough RPG elements to make it, fun for me, storyline, all that kind of jazz. That's why I played it. But I was surprised on how well it was.
And that was a Bethesda game, so I mean,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
All right, next, moving down here. Let's see. I know everybody that's been listening to the channel so far, you know that I've been playing the snot out of Pillars of Eternity.
Oh Christ!
Ah, yes, as Tim always calls it and makes fun of me, Pillars of Eternia. All right, well, you had the power of Grayskull. In the Pillars of Eternity, I don't think Grayskull's in there, but I'm having a lot of fun. So I've talked enough about that. Another game that I played this year, and it's kind of like one of those where I keep going back to it, is Elder Scrolls Online.
I remember we did play that.
Yeah,
I forgot.
It's one of those games where we only played it for a little. I mean, I think we did play it for a good month and a half or so, but
I played it for longer than you did. Like I remember, so because you had the what we were doing, you had to pay for.
Yes, yep. So because of the inventory space, that's the only reason why I cared about it.
Right.
Yeah, because nothing worse than not being able to pick stuff up in the world. So I paid the extra money for the subscription just so I could have unlimited inventory space, which was fine. I don't mind paying a monthly subscription for an. I played WoW for many, many, many years, more than I'd like to share. But
so hey, what was your game time in WoW?
Can I say I don't remember?
No, you can't, because I know it's over a year of game time. Goofball.
Yes. It equated last time I calculated it, which is probably a lot more after that. But the last time I officially figured it out, it was about a year and 8 months of game time.
That's crazy.
It's stupid.
Yeah, no wonder you found the goddamn hatch.
And I really like the Elder Scrolls lore, and we played Oblivion. I don't think I played before Oblivion. I don't know if you did, but I know I played Oblivion.
I played Morrowind.
You did? Wow.
Yeah.
So I think
that's like the biggest game
ever.
I don't think it really is the biggest game ever, but it was like humongous.
Yeah.
The map was gigantic.
I remember reading some stuff on that, like the scale of those maps back in those days were way ahead of their time. But yeah, I like that. The Elder Scrolls Online was fun. I just, other things came up and moved on. I might go back to it and play it again at some point. Moving down my list, trying to get through here. Borderlands 2 and 3. So I know we played the crap out of Borderlands 2, especially when the DLC came through and we were playing. What is that? Tina's. What was that?
Oh, I know what it was called. Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. That's what it was.
There you go. Yes, but that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing that with you. And then obviously Borderlands 3 came out, and we dove all over that. So we've done that.
That was a great one.
Crackdown 3 came out, quietly just came out, and I know that you had mentioned it to me. You and I played the crap out of Crackdown. Matter of fact, I remember one night that we were hanging out, and we just found everything in the game. We were looking everything up and finding every possible, I forget what they were called, the little stars or whatever they were. But
the little orbs.
Yeah, we're finding all the orbs throughout the cities. But we started playing Crackdown 3. I know you beat it. I bowed out gracefully because that game just, I don't know, I just wasn't getting it.
It was good. It was a fun, so it was way more fun than I think people made it out to be. It was very similar to the original. I mean, not that there wasn't differences and all that, but it was just, if you're looking for something brand new and really crazy, it wasn't going to be your game. But
right.
If you like Crackdown, you like this one.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. It's just you got to get around and you got to get all the ability increases so you can jump higher and all that.
Right.
And those kind of games, man, you were just I don't know, you're a savant because...
No. What was going on was you were busy shooting assholes, and I was busy jumping around getting those items that help you jump higher or do whatever. You gotta put your effort into something. Well, I just put mine into.
So I
different
remember there
things
was
than you
one
did.
boss fight. You were like jumping up there and getting on the platform. I was sitting there like jumping like the little puppy. I couldn't get up on the first platform. I'm like, I guess I'm going to go do something different. So Crackdown 3 was a lot of fun, though. I will admit that.
That was good.
Let's move down. Destiny 2. This one I just started recently playing, so I don't have a lot of thing in it. What I do know though is that when I first downloaded and installed it, it asked me if I wanted to use one of my previous characters from Destiny 1. I was like, oh heck yeah, why not? It bypasses the whole storyline.
Well, we talked a bit about that last week.
Yeah, so we're kind of like thrown off. But if you play a new player, I guess and I found a way to go back to the old storyline, by the way. So I went back through and did it, and I got to see Cade die. So I was like, oh my gosh, I teared and everything. So, but Destiny 2 is a lot of fun. I enjoy that game. I was trying to get Jason to play it the other day, one of our friends, and he can't pull himself away from another game that he's addicted to.
Fortnite?
Yes, Fortnite. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying Destiny 2, and I just purchased the DLCs, so I can't wait to start cracking into those. Let's see, Dragon Age Inquisition. So I know I'm kind of like behind the 8 ball on this. I really like the Dragon.
Oh yeah, no, we both played that this year. I loved Inquisition, and I tried to play through the original Dragon Age, and by God, that was rough. That was a rough playthrough.
It's a rough game, but I did beat that one. I went back through and I made sure because I had the save game. I was like, yep, I beat it. Cool. And then Dragon Age 2, I beat that one. And then Dragon Age Inquisition's number 3, I believe.
And they're busy developing the new one.
That's
Just
what I
right
heard.
now.
I can't wait. I really
I'm
enjoyed
excited.
those games, and I was surprised, to be honest, that you enjoyed it. I didn't think that would be a game you'd like to play, but
I like RPGs. Why would I not like that?
now moving to another one. I really enjoyed this game, and I'm sad to say that I'm still honestly I don't want to beat it. Just because I don't want it to be over. Far Cry 5. That was a lot of fun.
I beat it. Yeah, I totally beat that.
I know you did. You destroyed Jacob at the end.
But like because this goes back a little bit, but I can remember the 4 people's names.
What are their names, Tim?
John, Jacob, Joseph, and Faith.
Good job.
Yep.
Yep.
I do remember things once I know them again. But since I never read through in the game,
yeah,
listened,
you knew their name. You couldn't. Every time you went to the map, you saw their face.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so Far Cry 5 was a lot of fun. Gears of War 4, I went through that and annihilated. That was a quick game for me.
I just finished that one, probably June-ish or so.
Yeah, that was a quick game. I don't know why, but I just flew through it. It was a good story. I liked it. It's just I flew through it. And then I just started 5, and I really haven't gotten into it yet. I know I will. It'll bite me at some point, but I'm just haven't.
Yeah,
gotten
so we're
gonna
gonna play that one together. 5 is gonna be us, you and I both at the same time.
Yeah. It's just we gotta get that right timing down. And
I started it, and I know you started it, but we need to go through together.
yeah. Moving down, just knocking out the last few. I got GTA 5. I come to that off and on. I'm not going to sit here and go through everything I've done because that was a long time ago. But every now and then they just grab your interest again, and this game just boggles my mind on how often, or I should say,
just
the
like
longevity.
7 years old.
Seriously, but they keep
6.5,
coming out
I
with
guess.
more fun stuff. It's fun to just dive in there and just drive your cars or your whatever's around and just blow people up. So
No, it's not fun to drive cars anymore. It's fun to drive RC tanks.
RC tanks, right? That was the new what was that? The Christmas fun thing.
Freebie. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Christmas freebie. Did you get it?
I did. I picked it up. Did you play with it?
I did. Also, there's a new, so there's a bunch of new clothes they give you at Christmas and all that stuff too. If you like go and get them, and it says there's a shirt that says "Ho ho ho" in blood. Now I have a minigun because they give you the minigun too for Christmas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, little Die Hard reference, eh?
Yeah, I saw the list of stuff as soon as you log in, like a big list of stuff. I
Yeah.
just didn't go get it.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Well, some of it is given to you, and I don't know if you have to go pick some stuff up or not, but I hope I have that T-shirt. I did not, or I'm sorry, sweatshirt. I did not look and see if I had it.
Me neither. I know I went into the internet piece and I got the tank. That's the one I made sure I did get. But I hope I don't have to go get it because I don't have it either.
Yeah, we still have not done the heist yet, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago. We need to go and do the heist.
Well, if it wasn't wrong for the holidays,
we'll
probably would have done it.
Let's schedule like what we're gonna do.
Yeah, sounds good. Last few here, Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm not gonna get really too much into that. That's a game that I've been playing. That's very similar to. Well, I shouldn't say similar. It's RPG like Pillar of Eternity, but it's first person kind of stuff.
Sounds dumb.
Yeah, it's a game you definitely wouldn't play. It's almost all story. Let's see. Neverwinter. Uprising, I gave that a shot.
Yeah, if it's not Neverwinter Nights, the original like couple, I'm done. I'm out. I tried it. I did try it, and it was not for me.
Yeah, me neither. It's all online, right?
Right, correct.
And it's Elder Scrolls. I don't know why, but I like that one. Neverwinter just didn't do anything for me.
And Neverwinter is really based on D&D. Like
it is. I know.
Like that's the realm that D&D lives in, correct? Like most of the time.
One of them, yes.
Oh.
Yes, it is. And it's just Well, they have DDO too, Dungeons and Dragons Online. I don't like that one either. It just doesn't do it for me. Yeah, it's okay. And then the last one, can't forget The Outer Worlds. That was a really fun gem.
Until you got towards the end, and then it was just like you were powerful enough that it didn't matter because you played on easy.
Because you're wasting everything.
Yeah, because you didn't play on the hardest levels. Like if you played on hard, I think it was more fun.
Yeah, I bet it was. I started out on hard and it was super hard, and then I was like, I'm gonna go to easy. I should have left it on hard. But that's my list, Tim. That was a lot. Let's move over to yours.
All right. Well, I gotta cross a lot off my list. Yeah, I got a few different ones. So you had already mentioned Borderlands 3, Prey, Outer Worlds, Gears 4, State of Decay, Dragon Age Inquisition, Crackdown. I also would like to put on there, and again, this is not all the games we've ever played, right? These are games that we really enjoyed.
This is standouts this year.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Proforce. So while you played with me, and I think you thought it was okay.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
I loved it. And the other cool part is my brothers all started listening to this podcast, and they all bought it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
What did they say?
And they love it, but they hate my favorite character.
Oh yeah, I'm with them. If you are listening to it, Tim's brothers, I agree. He's terrible. I don't like.
Brogyver is the best.
Brogyver is terrible. All he does is chuck dynamite.
Yes, and he is the one who solves every problem with dynamite. The other cool part about him is like when you throw it and you sit on it, it still explodes, but you don't die.
Yeah, unless you're playing 2-player, and then you kill me.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Your life matters so little to me. A couple others that I played this year. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon.
What is that?
Did you? So that was an Xbox. It's all over the place. You can play it on anything. But it was an Xbox free game if you had gold.
You know what? I think I have it. I just never clicked on it to play it.
You should, because I played through the whole entire thing, and it was amazing. What? It's a Castlevania, like original Castlevania clone.
Oh, I remember you talking to me about this. I never opened it. I'm writing down some of the games you're saying, because I'm going to go back and play them, like Enter the Gungeon and Death Row to Canada. So that's another one I got to look at.
Yep. The best character on Bloodstained Curse of the Moon was the old man. That was another really cool thing about it. So you didn't just, you didn't play as Simon Belmont. You played as 3 or 4 different characters.
Were they like famous vampire hunters? Or did they make their own stuff up?
They made their own stuff. It's completely different.
So no Van Helsing or anything like that?
No.
I got you.
What was great, though, was they had very specific abilities, each of them.
Okay.
So I just remember, like, the old man had this, like, fire that circled around him, I believe. It was a really, really great game. The girl was really fast. She could, like, shoot over to the side, things like that. But none of them had, like, a giant whip. Don't get me wrong. Okay. But it looked and played just like a original Castlevania game.
So it was a side-scroller kind of deal?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And if you already have it, you should totally play that.
All right. Good one.
The only other one I have... And this is not something that I necessarily got this year, but I've been playing it on and off throughout the last couple of years. It's Cuphead.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my, one of the toughest games I've ever played.
Bullet Hell. So there's other games I've certainly played, but those are some of the ones that really stood out to me that I enjoyed, including some of the ones that you've already said, obviously.
Yeah, I think one that, at least from me looking from the outside in, the one that you had a lot of fun in was Prey. You kept talking about what you were doing and all the stuff that you were in.
Well, luckily you had played it, so I could do that, because otherwise I would have just sounded stupid and crazy.
Very true. Well, I was always interested
I don't
too.
know. I was going to say that's not very different than normal, but in video game terms.
Yuck. But I was interested to see what your ending would be like, because I remember what mine was. And I remember, I know that games have alternate endings, but it was true. There was something you did different, so that was cool. You know, either save the brother, kill the brother, blow yourself up, save the planet, kill the planet, whatever. That was a lot of fun.
Right. Hey, there's one other game. I'm not going to talk all the way through it, but there's one other game that I really did enjoy more than you should actually play it. I think you'd enjoy it more than you think you would. It is Lonely Mountain. That was the mountain biking game.
Oh gosh, you keep pushing this thing on me.
Yet you haven't touched it.
I haven't.
When have I ever pushed crap on you?
Oh gosh, we don't have another hour, Tim.
We do have another hour.
The Lonely Mountain. Oh, all right, dude. I will try it.
Write it down.
Write it down. I did. It's the fourth one in the list now.
What were the other three?
Oh, you don't believe me. Enter the Gungeon, Death Row to Canada, Bloodstain, and Lonely Mountain.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I love picking up those little indie games. I will search those out. There's always one of those that's going to be great that you haven't played. You know what I still haven't played that's supposed to be amazing is The Binding of Isaac.
Is that sounds like a puzzle game?
No. I think it's like a hell shooter.
Is it a button masher?
No.
Oh. Well, let's get through some of these other ones before you start spouting off a bunch of other ones.
Well, I'm going to force you into a few of them.
No, please don't.
You need to start playing old, retro style games more.
I probably do.
It's crazy. So they look like retro style games, but they actually do not play like retro style games. Some of them are way crazier than you could never put that many projectiles on a screen at once, like in an NES.